The new Zimbabwe spiritual and political leadership sifting and shifting remains as a 2025 reality which need no contestation, argument, or disapproval from men, the Christendom, and our belief system. Now, I've spoken something of great significance and essence in this month of May, and I was relating to you about the vision I saw, which involved spiritual leaders of the church in connection with players who are in the music industry or the artists in the land and the nation of Zimbabwe. Now, in this message, I was actually taken in the spirit realm to a certain location which I believed is in the nation of Zimbabwe. Now, in this beautiful house, as I followed in the spirit, I was tracking a certain musician who was just coming out from launching his album. Now, the Spirit of the Lord of Might showed me certain things that I want to air out right now. Now, as I entered this house spiritually, the Lord of Might showed me there were a couple of people, including relatives of the family, which were actually kneeling down as if they're about to ready to perform a certain ritual to their gods. And if I can be frank, it seemed to me like ancestral spirit or traditional gods of the land of Zimbabwe. Now, when I tried to enter in the room where the artist was, in my spirit, I was blocked by a certain relative of the family who actually removed me out of the house because I was trying to disturb what they were doing in the house, that ritual. But upon coming out, I was surprised to see one of Zimbabwe's, currently they say so, that he's one of the finest young men who has been training. This young man, he used a deep voice in singing, but he seemed to have relaxed, wearing some jeans in preparation of the ritual which was taking place in that moment. Now, when I came out of this vision, I saw also, before I finished, I saw also on the other side, there were a couple of ladies who were seated like they were waiting for something like an after party, as I was being told in the spirit. A couple of ladies that were sidelined for an after party, something like that. But when I come out of this vision, my worry is, why am I being shown this? Because to be frank, I've been knowing this. God has been revealing this for quite a long time about how evil, wicked, our music industry has become, from the gospel artist to the local artist, the international artist. I know there is a lot of ritualism, sacrifices, witchcraft, and all kind of magic taking place. But the Lord put in my heart to understand that He was connecting me to this message to see that the artist who is in question here, who is argued one of the best so far in the country, has been invited to different kind of big prophetic churches in our season, and has been given ample time for him to minister, to sing on the holy pulpit of the living God. Now, the question that God of might want us to have today, to ponder, to grasp, and to grace on is actually being aired out in 2 Corinthians 6, verse number 14. It says, "Be you not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. For what fellowship is righteousness with the unrighteousness? And what communion is light with darkness?" Now, this profound, clear establishment in the Bible portrays unto us how it become impossible for light and darkness to share the same territory. In fact, one of the greatest admiration of our season is that wherever light shines, darkness has never comprehended it. That's the testimony of the first book of John, chapter number 1. And I want us to see that if these artists who use such spirits operate in our church on the holy pulpit of God, is now a clear sign that the same spirit operating in these churches is the same spirit being used by these artists. Because guess what? If these prophetic ministries carry the light of God, the ark of God can't allow Dagon to live longer. This is why in the book of Samuel we saw Dagon. He fell only after a night, Because why? The ark of God was introduced next unto Dagon. And I'm saying this to Zimbabweans. I've got nothing wrong with the artist, but I want us to see how pervaded the church has become. And this is why I told you that when the Lord of Might is laying a new Zimbabwe, I see him once again laying our spiritual leadership to become pure. I spoke about new voices rising. I spoke about a new generation of the apostolic and the prophetic counsel that emerge from the backgrounds, that will emerge from the unknown, and they will help together with the new Zimbabwe to make sure that the Lord's laws and the Lord's commands will be obeyed in our country, and Zimbabwe shall be better, shall be great again. May God bless the land and the nation of Zimbabwe.